You are in a flood zone. I know this because we're all in flood zones. The better question is, which flood zone are you in? And the best question is, am I required to have flood insurance? Basically, everyone's in a flood zone, and those are denoted by letters. You've got flood zone A or AE or B or C or B or X, all those different types to tell the flood elevation people what zone you're in. Now, the best zones, if you can say it that way, is going to be X or B because they typically do not require any flood insurance. If you're in a flood zone, say A or AE, which is what we see normally in our area, that means you are in the floodplain, and there is a 1% chance each year that you may flood. And you may say, well, that's only 1%. Why am I still required to have flood insurance? Well, that 1% equates to about 26% over a 30-year mortgage, and that's what the lender and FEMA want to look at. There's two types of flood insurance. There's NFIP, that is by FEMA, and then also many loans and lenders will accept a private policy. Now, not all do that, but some do. You'll want to check with your lender. Now, which one is more affordable? It is on a case-by-case basis. We've seen the NFIP be more affordable. We've seen the private policies be cheaper. So again, you'll want to check on that. Now, if you're buying a home, how do you know if it's in a flood zone before you sign the paperwork? Well, typically the seller is going to disclose that on the property disclosure, and that's reason 10,012,000 that you want to work with a real estate agent, because if you're not, the seller may not disclose that. The lender will still have to do a flood certification, and that will tell them if they're requiring flood insurance. Now, how is flood insurance different than homeowners insurance? Well, as we found out when Katrina came through, homeowners insurance does not cover flood damage. So if you're in a flood zone, you will need a flood policy. One other difference between flood insurance and homeowners insurance is typically if you're buying a home, you can pay for your homeowners insurance at closing. However, flood insurance is different in that it will have to be paid up front. They will not issue a policy, an insurance policy, until they've got that premium paid. Now, of course, the more important thing on this is if you're in a flood zone and you have to have flood insurance, it does affect your monthly output or your monthly payment. So you'll want to make sure of that on the front end as soon as you can. If you have any more questions on this, let me know.